everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So this reading is all about your person, and this is for separated relationships. So if you're separated from your person and you want to know, is there a chance for reconciliation? Should you reconcile? What are they thinking? How are they feeling? Then this is the reading for you. So these three cards came out of the readings directly. So they have some resonance to the reading. I'm hoping it will help you decide which group to listen to. So group 1 is card 39, the obstacle. I'll let you take a look at that card. Group 2 is card number 58, friendship. And group 3 is card number 28, under pressure. So pick the card or the number or something in the image that resonates with you, that calls to you, and just go down in the description box, click on the timestamp, and it will take you right to your reading. And I will see you there. Thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. All right, we are going to take a look at what's going on with your person, with your situation. This is for separated relationships, and if you are kind of just wanting to know what's going on. So I've got tarot cards for them and for you, and some other cards and some messages at the end as well. So let's start with your person. We have 4 of Pentacles. Make sure you can see that, yeah. The Fool. The Magician reversed. And the King of Pentacles reversed. And now for your energy, I have the 9 of Wands reversed, 7 of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Swords reversed. Let's move these over just a bit. And Queen of Pentacles reversed. All right, a lot of reversals on your side. Now keep in mind, as we get into it, if it feels like the roles are reversed, no big deal. No big deal. That happens sometimes, especially in this kind of general reading. So take what resonates. All right, let's see what else we have. We have the Obstacle, and I'll let you get a look at that card. And Mystical Union. Then I have, it's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And Honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. All right, give me just a minute. I want to take these in, get some initial messages for you, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to start with your person. So we've got the 4 of Pentacles followed by the Fool, followed by the Magician reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed. Your person is, they're hanging on to something. All right, I'm hearing that they're hanging on to you. Like in their heart. If you see how she's clutching her, her purse of pentacles to her heart, to her chest. They're hanging on to you. But there is something that is holding them back from reaching out to you. There's this desire to not let go and to open up their heart to you, to take a chance, to jump in again. But there's some insecurity here. There's some, what I'm hearing is an inability to communicate, an inability to share how they feel, and an inability to be who they really are. They're not sure where they stand. They're not sure. They're not even entirely sure who they are anymore. It feels like a very misguided energy. They feel very they don't feel like themselves. They've sort of lost some piece of themselves that kind of always gave them oomph, you know? Something sort of tugged that away, and we'll find out more. We'll see kind of what that was, but hopefully. But what I do see here is that they are hanging on, and they are wanting to reach out. They're wanting to communicate and reignite this, but they can't. For some reason, and we'll see more, of course. So looking at your energy, with the 9 of Wands reversed and the 7 of Pentacles reversed, it's a bit of a vulnerable feeling. You've been hurt, for sure. I mean, if you look at her, she has so many scars, so many wounds from the thorns of this rose. And when it's upright, she's pretty guarded. She's saying, it doesn't bother me. I got this. No big deal. But in reverse, she really, her heart is open. And it's clear that, like, things aren't okay. So I get that there's something about this relationship that's hurting you. And I'm sorry for that. And it feels like with this 7 of Pentacles reversed, feels a little bit like there's no hope. Like you've put in a lot of time and effort and love and tears into a situation that didn't pay off. And with this Ace of Swords reversed, I see your thoughts just going round and round and round, and you can't stop thinking about it, and you're replaying situations and conversations and fights or arguments or, you know, maybe not even fights or arguments. I don't actually see that here, but there's something that's going around and around and around in your head. It's a lot of overthinking. And you're also not feeling very grounded. With this Queen of Pentacles reversed, you're also not feeling like yourself. You're feeling insecure. You're feeling a little bit lost and out of sorts. So neither one of you is like feeling great and like moving on and thinking this is woohoo. You're both in a place of kind of wanting to know what happened and wanting to know how to fix it, or if it is even fixable. But there's this lack of communication. All right. Let's get some more cards out. Let's see what else is going on here. All right, Spirit, can you please clarify Group 1's person? Let's clarify the 4 of Pentacles if you can, please. Thank you. And we have 4 of Cups reversed. All right, can you clarify the Fool for us, please? Ace of Cups reversed. Yeah, they are hurting. All right, and can you clarify the Magician reverse, please? Three of Pentacles. And one more. King of Pentacles reversed, please. Interesting that we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles here. You have, your counterparts. You are equals, and you're both in reverse. And Ten of Wands. All right. So we've got 2 4s here. But one is upright and one is in reverse. So there's a desire to be in control, to feel stabilized, but there's a little bit of a push and pull. They know what they want. They also feel like they can't have it. And that's what's breaking their heart a little bit here with this Ace of Cups. They want nothing more than to be carefree, to be free, to be happy, to be with you, honestly. But their heart is broken. Their cup is empty. They want that joy. They want that happiness. They want that love. But the cup is empty. It's not there for them. They feel like they can't have you. Now with the Three of Pentacles and the Magician reversed, there's a good chance your person has dated other people in the interim. If they haven't dated, they've talked. They've considered dating other people. They've at least done it in their mind, considered it. But it didn't go well. It made them feel more insecure. It made them feel even less like themselves, like they had to put on a mask to impress, these dates or whatever. Maybe they just went out and were, and met people, not necessarily on a date, but met people, live in real life and just like at a bar or something, or at a function or something like that. And it's not that it didn't go well, it's just that they just didn't feel it. And they're not feeling like themselves. And with this Ten of Wands, they're wanting to put down the burden. They've been down a hard road with this. What I'm hearing is there's been some instances where they really considered backing out. I'm hearing not pursuing you, but I don't feel like they are pursuing you right now. Are they? I guess backing out in their mind. In other words, they're having this push and pull. They want to hang on, they don't want to hang on. They want to let go, they can't let go. There's an inner struggle here with them. All right, let's take a little bit closer look at your energy. Spirit, can you clarify the Nine of Wands for us, please? Two of Swords. And can you clarify the Seven of Pentacles, please? There's some indecision here. You're hurting as well. You're a little bit less decided is what I feel like they're very sure what they want. I don't feel like you're quite as sure. At least not yet. Nine of Swords. Can you clarify the Ace of Swords, please? You're also hurting. Gosh, there's so much pain for both of you in this situation. This has cut both of you deeply. Whatever has happened, this separation is hurting you both very much. Okay, you want me to do it this way? Ten of Swords. Whew. All right. And can you clarify the Queen of Pentacles for me, please? Two of Wands. You're wanting to make some decisions. You're wanting to move forward. But you don't know how. You're both feeling really lost and hurt. But when I'm looking at these two cards here, we have the Obstacle, which if you look, you know, it's two like walls of stone, right? Which I feel like represent the both of you. You're both hurting, but you're both staying apart from each other. But in the middle of this, we find this beautiful sky and sun and this rose. It's shaped like a heart that, you know, against all odds, blooms between the rocks. And then we have mystical union. I don't think it's over for the two of you, or at least it sure doesn't have to be. There's something that is drawing you together, but there is a reason why you needed to be apart. There's a reason why you needed to feel this pain, which is, I hate to say that, but for both of you. You both needed to feel the pain of separation. And then we have, it's safe for you to love, open your heart, give and receive, and then honeymoon. You know, the fact that, you know, the first card on both of these is it's like a breaking open. And then the second card is almost like a reunion. I do feel like the two of you are going to have an opportunity to reunite, for sure. The opportunity is there, the energy is there. Okay. You want me to pull a card on your relationship? Three of Wands reversed. And we're going to pull one more. This one? Okay. The Moon. There's a lot of love here. There's a lot of emotion. But there's also a lot of confusion and not understanding, you know, what's going on. And I think it's because y'all aren't communicating. You're both afraid, I think, to tell the other one how you really feel. Or maybe you have, and it felt like it wasn't well received. But that happens sometimes when a person is feeling vulnerable. They don't want to admit to the other person that they are hurting and that they might have been wrong and that they might have made a mistake. So neither one of you knows what to do. Okay. All right, let's get some messages. It's easier to block everything out right now. I'd rather ignore my emotions. I'm not ready to talk. I will only push you away. I have so much going on in my life, and I'm struggling to juggle it all at once. I love you. I mean, isn't that a story right there? I see it on both sides, blocking the emotions, not being able to talk, staying busy, keeping your mind occupied, a little bit more occupied maybe than necessary or than it's good for you, but the love is still there. Let's get a few more. This isn't about you. I'm working through a personal issue. I won't stay for very long. I'm sorry. What does that mean, Spirit? Spirit is saying that your person may come to you, or you may go to them, but when it happens, it will be a little bit like dipping your toe in. Not jumping in full on saying I want to be back together, and that's this. I won't stay very long. Like, I'm just here for whatever. It's an attempt to keep it casual. It's an attempt truly to protect themselves from rejection. But at least they're taking a chance and trying. So keep that in mind, when that happens. My heart is opening, and I'm ready, so it's coming. I have a hard time trusting anyone. I'm doing just fine on my own. A little bit of defensiveness, which is natural. Neither one of you are doing just fine, though. It's very clear. Neither one of you are, you're fine. It's not that you're not a whole person and not, good all by yourself, but emotionally you're hurting. You're both hurting. Okay, let's get some more messages here. I wake with you on my mind and think of you every night before I go to sleep. I wish we could go back to being friends. My world is being shaken up. No matter what, I will always love you. I daydream of our future together. My love for you is my biggest secret. Man, that's the truth. I just got chills from head to toe. There's so much love, truly on both sides, but they're not telling you. They're really very much hurting in secret and loving in secret. I'm not going anywhere, you know that. And it's easier for me to avoid you right now. They aren't going anywhere. They are hanging on. They are thinking about you all the time, but doing their very best to block you out, from their own consciousness. And I feel like you're doing the same thing. What I'm hearing is you have to let go of the need to be right. And you have to let go of the need for them to be wrong. Spirit is saying it's okay for you both to be right, for you both to be wrong. It's okay for you to just let go, let it go, move forward, move on, and open up the door to love. Because if you want to reunite with this person, it is definitely possible. 100%. But you have to stop pretending like it doesn't matter to you. And so do they. I feel like you're doing less pretending. I feel, I can see your pain. You know, it's there. Theirs is very much blocked and hidden and kind of kept behind a wall. But it's still there. All right, group one, that's all I've got for you, but I hope you found that helpful. I hope it gave you a little bit of insight and maybe a little bit of peace with this relationship. So I'm hoping all goes well for you. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye, y'all. Hey, group two. All right, we're going to take a look at your relationship, at your situation. This is for, those of you who are separated from your person and you want to know what's going on with them. So I've got some tarot cards, some other cards here, some messages that we'll get to after. But first we're going to look at the tarot, and we'll start with your person. So we have the Six of Cups reversed, the Two of Cups, Five of Wands reversed, and the Devil reversed. Let's look at your energy. We have Eight of Cups reversed, Five of Cups, King of Cups reversed, and Eight of Wands reversed. Interesting. All right. We have engagement, and friendship. And then we have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Okay. Give me just a second. Let me take this all in and get some initial messages for you. All right, I'm going to start with your person. There is a little bit of a codependency situation here. Probably on both your parts, but for sure I'm seeing it on theirs. I'm hearing they're very attracted to you, and they're very attractive. And they feel like you belong together, not necessarily for that reason, but they feel like you were made for each other. And they're having a very, very hard time letting you go. With the Six of Cups reversed, I do see, and I see that here as well, and we'll get to that after, I do see that the two of you were friends first, most likely. Or if you weren't friends first, you were very good friends in addition to whatever else your relationship held. You were very good friends, and that friendship turned to love. But what they're feeling the loss of most is the loss of the friendship. Because they haven't stopped loving you, but they have stopped being your friend. And that is the hardest part for them. And they feel like they don't know how to get your attention with the Five of Wands reversed. And they're not sure that they want to or that they should, with the Devil reversed. They know that they can be a little bit toxic for you. They feel like they aren't necessarily the best for you. Like they're a little bit of a bad influence. But they do want to be with you. And I'm hearing they want to be your friend, they want to be your lover, they want to be your everything, because you are everything to them. And they can't let you go. But they feel like they have to, for their own sanity and to protect you for some reason. Spirit saying protect is too strong of a word. So it's not to protect you, but just to help you. To help keep from, they don't want to hurt you anymore, is what it is. It's not necessarily that they're bad for you. There's just some toxic struggles that happen between the two of you, mostly with them. But it happens because they are so attracted to you. And I don't mean attracted in the physical sense, but like a magnet. How a magnet, a magnet to steel. That's how they feel. They can't shake you. And they're not sure they want to, but they do feel like they need to or should. All right, so let's look at your energy. We have the 8 of Cups reversed and the 5 of Cups here. I feel like you were the one that walked away, that initiated this separation. Is that right, Spirit? They're saying possibly. I guess it won't be, that won't be entirely true for everybody watching. So what are we? Spirit is saying that you do, okay, for instance, with this, you do have one hand on the past. One hand that is holding on to what you loved about this person. And that's what's making it a little bit hard for you to move on. But you also recognize what went wrong, what you lost. And with this King of Cups reversed, I'm feeling, what they're telling me is that this person made your life, they're saying like rocking against the shore. So they're pointing out this boat and how it's in the water and it's going through this cavern of her dress. But they're saying like when there's a storm and a boat is docked and it bangs against the shore, bangs, bangs, bangs against the dock because the water is, they're saying that's sort of how it felt to be with this person. But it's not that it was all bad. There was a lot of good. It was just hard to control. Hard to stabilize. And so you're in this 8 of Wands reversed energy. You're not talking to them. You're not communicating. They're probably not communicating with you either. But I think if you were to reach out to them, they would open right up. let's get some more cards on the table and see what else is going on here. Spirit, can you clarify the Six of Cups reverse, please? This is for your person. And let me just say this. I don't think I said it earlier. You know, if, as you're hearing this, if these roles sound reversed, if this sounds like you and this sounds like your person, take it, accept it. That does happen in these readings where we're laying out, you know, how two people feel, and there's a reason maybe why you needed to hear it in this way. So if that is the case for you, just take it. Take what resonates. Page of Swords. Okay, and can you clarify the Two of Cups, please? Queen of Cups reversed. And can you clarify the Five of Wands reversed? Ace of Cups reversed. And the Devil reversed, please. Ace of Swords reversed. All right. Yeah, your person misses you. They want to reach out. The Page of Swords and the Six of Cups reversed. They want to reach out. They love you. They don't feel like you love them. They feel like you've closed the door on them. And they don't know how to get your attention. Again, what I'm hearing is they don't want to hurt you. So they want to get at your attention. They don't know how to. They're sort of stepping back from that struggle. They want to fight for you, but they don't want to hurt you. So they're stepping back. But a part of them still is having a hard time letting go. And they are thinking about you, thinking about you, thinking about you. Overthinking everything. They're sort of stuck in a mental cycle. Definitely some codependency here that they need to work through. All right, let's look a little deeper into your energy. Spirit, can you clarify the Eight of Cups reversed for us, please? Thank you. Seven of Wands reversed. Okay. And the Five of Cups. King of Swords reversed. And can you clarify the King of Cups reversed? Knight of Wands reversed. And finally, the Eight of Wands reversed. Can you clarify that? The Emperor. What I'm seeing here is a little bit of hold on, they're just trying to tell me something, so I'm trying to hear. Yeah. Yeah, there's this energy of wanting to let go of the fight. Like, you feel kind of over it in a way. Like, there's part of you that still holds a torch for them, but you're no longer like fighting to keep them in your life. You don't want to fight with them at all. And with this King of Swords reversed, what I'm hearing is you're seeing things with a little bit of a jaded eye. You want to see everything as their fault. But no one is blameless, is what I'm hearing. And it really doesn't matter who's to blame. They're saying, listen to your heart, not your head right now, not your ego. I say that knowing that I don't mean that in a harsh way. They're not saying that you need to get back with this person, that you could or you couldn't. They're not, at least yet, that's not coming out, but they're saying the first step to moving forward is letting go of the bitterness, of the anger, of the, the need to like blame. I mean, clearly this person has not been an angel, in some way. There is some toxic energy there. But I don't think they ever meant to hurt you. And intention does matter in some cases, I think. And whether you want to be with this person or you don't, Spirit is saying in order for you to move forward, just in general, you have to let some of that go. And then we have the King of Cups reversed over the Knight of Wands reversed. Again, it's, this rocky shore, boat banging up against the dock. You're just feeling very unstable. And not wanting to be tested anymore is what I'm hearing. If you look at this card, they're jumping through a ring of fire. It's like a test of... It's a test of whatever, faith, of skill, test, is what they're showing me. Like when dogs are in an obstacle course and they are, tested. You don't want to be tested anymore. You don't want to be controlled anymore with this Emperor. You don't want to be... I don't feel you were manipulated, but you may have felt manipulated. And so you're sort of standing your ground. You're owning your own power. You're not going there. You're not talking to them. And that's okay. It's totally up to you what you want to do. But you still have to find some peace within yourself, no matter what. All right. Let's just look in general at your relationship. And see, where things are, or where they're going, whatever Spirit wants to tell us. We have the Lovers reversed. And the Nine of Wands reversed. And they're also pointing out to me, what card? This one. The love yourself first. They're saying it's important no matter what. The Lovers reversed, y'all are separated for sure. There's a reason you were in each other's lives, but that doesn't mean that you need to be in each other's lives forever. If you're not good for each other, then maybe you've already learned the lessons you needed to learn from each other. I don't know. But what Spirit is saying is there's a need to open your heart, to allow yourself to be a little bit vulnerable to them and to yourself, if you speak to them, if it comes to that. You don't have to allow yourself to be hurt. But if we block out that pain, if we block out our emotions, we also block out the ability to love again, someone else even, or ourselves most importantly. All right, what they're telling me is you're going to get a chance to reconcile. And we do have that card here, reconciliation. But it is up to you what you do with that. And they're saying the most important thing is that you be open. Not open to not open to reconciliation necessarily, but be open. Open your heart. Remember that this is a human being that you have or had feelings for, that there was some love there. And, we're all a little bit fallible. We're all human. It doesn't mean that they need to be in your life anymore, but they're saying, all right, they're quoting a TV show that I just watched, which is annoying. But they said, be curious instead of judgmental. Ask questions. Try to understand. And then you can go from there. All right, they're showing me these other cards now. We have engagement and then friendship. This is really a message of what your relationship was. You were both friends and you were more than friends. And there is the potential for you to be one or both of those things again. Because the friendship card came out after, I do feel like you have the opportunity to be friends again. But it's not a given. I mean, it's up to you. All right, let's get some messages and see what else we can tell. Something or someone is standing in between us right now. We're so different. I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work. I'm unavailable. I'm not sure if this is a good idea. I'm overthinking everything. What will everyone else think? They are overthinking for sure. And there's a lot standing between you, and they have made themselves unavailable. On purpose, I think, too. Again, I'm finding myself say the word protect you, but that's not the right word. To keep from hurting you again. Spirit is saying you will get the chance to talk to them again. Relatively soon. I hid something from you and I'm afraid to tell you about it. I just want to have fun with you. I didn't know what I had until you were gone. Lesson learned. And so much has happened between us in the past. Can we work through it again? I've been in my head about you constantly. Spirit's telling me that's the secret. That they're not telling you how much they think about you. They're keeping their distance. But you're in their head all the time. Were you just using me? I've dreamt about you. They overthink this relationship a lot. You took a piece of my heart when you left. I see my toxic patterns now. Yeah, they do. We talked about that earlier. About how they feel like they were toxic for you, towards you. I just want to have fun with you again. Didn't we see that somewhere else? Yeah. They do. They miss your friendship. You loved me when I didn't love myself. My life was a mess, but you never judged me. I miss hearing your voice. All right, group 2, that is all I have for you, but I hope I give you a little bit of insight into how your person's thinking, how they're feeling, and kind of what to expect next. I do think you're going to hear from them. They're finally going to, you know, one of you is going to break the silence, but I do think it's them. Anyway, I would love to hear how this goes for you and hear anything you want to tell me down in the comments. And I thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next time. Thanks, y'all. Hey, group 3. All right, we're going to take a look at what's going on with your person. This is for those of you who are separated and kind of want to know what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what's going on. So I've got tarot cards, I've got some other cards, some messages later. But first, let's look at your person. All right, we have 8 of Cups, 3 of Swords, the Sun reversed, and the Star. Okay, let's look at your cards. Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Cups reversed, 9 of Wands reversed, and the Empress. We have Under Pressure, and the Creative Desire. Give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership, and express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Interesting. All right, give me just a second. I want to take all this in and get some initial messages for you. Okay. So starting with your person, we have the Eight of Cups and the Three of Swords. I do feel your person, that they were the one that left. What I'm hearing is they got the message that you didn't want them around. That's their perspective. And it hurt them a lot to leave. It's not something they wanted to do necessarily. They felt like they had no choice. You didn't want them around from their perspective. What I'm hearing is they got lost in the shuffle of your life. You were very busy. You were maybe very accomplished, very either successful, very social, very outgoing, in their eyes, you were very important to other people. But they didn't feel like they were very important to you. Is that right? No. They're saying no. They're saying it's not that they didn't feel like they were important to you. They didn't feel like they were enough. All right. And then we have the Sun reversed and the Star. They're hoping for a reunion. They're hoping things can be worked out, but they're not very optimistic that it will happen. Kind of like the hoping for the best, preparing for the worst sort of thing. All right, looking at your energy, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Cups reversed. When things, when y'all separated, your life just sort of kept moving forward. I feel like you didn't quite miss a beat. You had other things going on in your life and other things to worry about. And it's not that you didn't care. I don't see that at all. I definitely see that you cared. But you weren't going to let it hamper you. You weren't going to let it hold you back. And it didn't. Not at first anyway. But then I think as time went on, you started to see that there was something missing. You know, kind of in your march forward, you started to see what was missing without them in your life. And that sort of opened you up a little bit with this Nine of Wands, the Eight of Cups reversed and the Nine of Wands Eight of Cups reversed and Nine of Wands reversed. It's a feeling of, a little bit of a feeling of regret, of realizing what you lost once they were gone. And it left you with a little bit of a vulnerable feeling. They're saying you can't see the future anymore. Meaning you were on such a track of, like, you knew where you wanted to go, you knew what you wanted, you knew what your future was going to look like. And now, you don't know. There's a little bit of an emptiness, a little bit of a lack of clarity there. And Spirit is saying this is a call to action for you. That you need to know what it is you really want. not what you think you want. And once you decide what you really want, you will get it with this Empress card. If you want love, you can have it. You did have it. I don't see exactly what went wrong, but it feels a little bit like you were focused on other things besides this relationship, and now you're second guessing that a little bit. Now keep in mind, please, if you're listening to this and you're still here, these roles may very well be reversed. This may be you and this may be them. If that's how it resonates with you, please take it. In this kind of reading where I'm reading two people, I pick who is who, but it may very well be the opposite in reality. So, all right, let's get some more cards on the table and see what else is going on here. Spirit, can you clarify the Eight of Cups, please? This is for Group 3's person. Eight of Swords reversed. And can you clarify the Three of Swords? Ace of Swords. And the Sun card, the Sun reversed. Can you clarify that, please? They want to clarify the Sun and the Star together. So can you clarify them both, please? Thank you. We have the Emperor reversed and the Four of Pentacles reversed. Interesting that we have the Emperor and the Empress, right? Divine partners, counterparts. But yours is in the upright, theirs is in reverse. You are in a place now where you're realizing what you want and you're manifesting that. You are, it's like you're able to see the truth a little bit more. And I'm going to get more into your energy, but let's further look at theirs. So the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Swords, interesting to have the two eights together. They walked away. I'm hearing in order to cut the ties that bind. I don't exactly know what that means, but they walked away so they wouldn't feel trapped anymore. Because they were hurting in this relationship, and they finally got some clarity on that. And I don't see yet anyway, I don't see that you did anything necessarily. I just see you as, or this person as having been very focused on other things. But in a relationship, they needed more than that. And so, like I said, they're hoping for the best, planning for the worst. But for the most part, they're not moving forward toward reconciliation. They're leaving the ball in your court with the Emperor reversed. They are not taking charge. They're letting go of they're letting go of the outcome here. I do feel a lot of feelings for you. But they're not fully baked. You know what I mean? It's like a really good rich souffle that just is not quite cooked yet. And they don't know whether to pursue or abandon, but they figure at this point it might be already overcooked or something. I don't know. It's a really bad analogy, but maybe that means something to you because that's what was given to me. Oh, all right. Anyway, there is some desire for sure, some desire and some hope that the two of you can reconcile, but they're not optimistic about it, and they're not gonna, I don't see them being the one to make that move to make that happen. All right, Spirit, can you clarify the Wheel of Fortune for us, please? This is Group 3's energy. We have the Queen of Wands reversed. And can you clarify the Eight of Cups reversed? Page of Wands. And the Nine of Wands reversed, please. Death card. And finally, can you clarify the Empress? Nine of Swords. So your life moved forward, but it did sort of like took the steam out of you. It was a little bit like pulling the rug out from underneath you. And I do see, there's some vulnerability here. There's some, wanting to reconnect, some understanding what you've lost, some transformation on your part for sure, some growth, some self-awareness, and some desire to take some steps forward. And some creative desire, yeah, okay. I'll finish what I'm doing here, and then I'm gonna talk about those cards there. So this creative desire, it correlates directly with the Empress, a desire to make something happen, to create this in your life, to bring this love, bring this spark back into your life. And you can do it. Whether it's with this person or someone else, you can do it. Doing it with an open heart is much easier. Doing it with a transformed soul, makes it easier. Because now you've overcome some of the challenges that have blocked your path in the past. Now you see what went wrong, and you're willing to make some changes in order to change your life. But there is still some concern about how your person will perceive that. With this Nine of Swords, what I'm drawn to is all the eyes all over her body. And it's kind of like it's a very self-conscious energy. You know what you want now. Are you ready to do it? Because I'm feeling a little bit of, you want it, but oh God, I'm gonna have to put myself out there in order for it to happen. And truth be told, you are. So what they wanted to show me here is, we were talking about creative energy, and we have that here, the creative desire. Your relationship was under a lot of pressure. And some things broke, for sure. But with creative desire, you can rebuild to a new level. It's like a new beginning, but it's not a new beginning from the start. It's a new beginning from somewhere else, somewhere better. And you have that ability to, if this is something you want, you have that ability to make this happen. And then we have, give your relationship a chance and express your love. If you are feeling it, and I do see here, you're feeling it, it might be time to open up and say so. Because they are open to it. They just don't believe it'll happen. They don't believe you'll ever come back. All right, let's get some messages here. On the other two readings, just so you know, in case you watched any of the others, I pulled a couple of cards on the relationship. Spirit told me not to for you. They said because it's in your hands. What happens with this relationship is now up to you. So they don't have any input at this point, is what they're saying. They don't have anything to say about what's next. Because what's next is 100% up to you. You have the creative desire, you have the creative ability. You are the creator as the Empress. So it's up to you. I feel like an idiot for the choices I've made. I wasn't thinking clearly at the time. So much has happened between us in the past. Can we work through it again? In the near future. So change is possible. An opportunity is, the door is cracked open for you. In the near future, it's possible if you take the steps. I'm going to come sweep you away. Gesture is what it's saying. They're saying, Spirit is saying this is on you. If this is you in this reading, it's up to you to make that gesture, to sweep them away, sweep them off their feet. Remind them what it feels like to be loved. I wish I could. 4 dots, like that unsaid, unspoken messages. I feel like we both need to go our separate ways for a while. I know I've acted childishly. I don't know how to approach you now. Embarrassed. Some of that I think is you. It's this, but I don't think you were acting childishly. They're feeling very, they feel a little bit like they may have overreacted to the whole situation. But they still feel like they did the right thing in leaving, even though it hurt. Even though it upset them, they don't feel like it upset you very much. And that's what kind of reassures them that they did the right thing. Again, like I said, that's from their point of view. It doesn't mean that's reality, of course. All right, let's get some other messages. Your love scares me. I want to tell you how I feel. I'm finding the courage to reach out to you. Yeah, what I'm hearing is they're not going to reach out to you. Part of them wants to. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. This love is too complicated. I can't tell you the truth. I don't expect you to wait for me. I'm never not thinking about you. Never. It hurts me to see you having fun with other people and not me. Oh, they want to give you a couple more. You're smothering me. I feel like that's what's in their mind. It's one of those things that they think that you think, if that makes sense. They felt like you thought they were smothering you. Maybe you did think they were smothering you. Maybe they were smothering you. Or maybe it's just their perception. I'm afraid of being abandoned again. Yeah, they left you before you could leave them, for sure. Whew. All right, y'all. Thank you, Group 3, for being here and for watching. And I hope this got you some clarity and some information and kind of let you know where you stand and where things are with your person. So let me know in the comments if you have anything to say about, what's going on. I'd love to hear. And thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye.